Guess we can go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody. I am Barbara Derrick. I'm the Executive Director for Smoke Free SC, and we're excited to have you here on this rainy Friday morning. I'm going to turn it over to Tara Bell, our Community Engagement Coordinator, to introduce our speakers today. Thanks so much.
Hi, everyone. We're glad you could join us today. As Barbara said, we have three great presenters here to tell us about some updates and exciting things going on in York County. As always, the meeting will be recorded, so you can find it on our website afterwards if you need to go back and review something, or if you'd like to share it with someone you work with. So I am going to pass it over to Jasmine and let her and the rest of the team introduce themselves.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jasmine. I'm currently sharing my screen, so I don't know if you guys can see my face right now, but I have been working for Tobacco Free York County. It's been such an honor. I've been here for about 2 years. I'm currently working part-time doing social media management for Tobacco Free York County, and in my full-time, I work for a food service company called Compass Group in the particular sector of URS, being a project manager. So yeah, we just wanted to share a bit of updates and upcoming projects. We have a few different exciting initiatives that we've put in place, and we're just excited to be able to show you guys them. So I want to introduce everyone else on the team before we do that. And then you guys, Alexandria, Abigail, you guys feel free to jump in and share a little bit about yourself.
Go ahead, Abby. You go first.
Hi, I'm Abigail. I've been here since April, so I've been a summer intern. I've been working with Jasmine on some social media things. I've been working with Alex on blogs and research, and then also working just with Dr. Keeley on finding ways to engage the community with our zoning initiatives. So just trying to find ways to do that through social media and even now working on a podcast.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Alexandria Newberry. I am the Community Education Specialist and Impact Analysis for Tobacco Free York County. I've been working for Tobacco Free York County since January of this year. Part-time, my full-time job is with the City of Rock Hill as a housing program coordinator. But I'm super excited to be here and talk about some of the things we're working on.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think Dr. Keeley is absent today. So I'm sure you guys all know and love Dr. Keeley. He's been a great help to us, and he serves as our chair of Tobacco Free York County. We will now move in to talk a little bit about some of the, oh, I did want to share this. This is just some recent events that we had the honor of being a part of. We were a part of the Mike Doty run, a memorial run, which is a great opportunity to just connect with some of the community and have those great conversations. And then we also were able to be a part of the Clover Back to School event, which was awesome just to be able to connect and have those conversations with the community, and especially the back to school event, because we were able to showcase some of our confiscated vapes, which we always bring, and we always put a few on the table because we do have so many. And it was really cool just to be able to talk with parents and talk with students, asking them like, hey, have you guys seen these in your school? Have you got, and parents, like, are you guys aware of this? And I think it's also such a memorable moment because we did have some parents that often say like, hey, I'm trying to get off vaping, I'm trying to get off nicotine and tobacco use. And then we're able to give them those free resources and pamphlets just as a point of contact to help guide them through that process. And now I'll move on into some of the topics we plan to cover today. Our objective is to just advocate, promote, and educate the community. And in this presentation, we just want to show you guys an overview of some of our upcoming projects that we're working on. So really put that mission into action. And so I'll start with the mass communications package. We're currently working with a company, which I'll cover a little bit later, called BizSpa, and they're located in North Carolina. And we're working with them to try to really get more outreach and get more of a community presence using social media, using paid advertisements. And then they're also working on helping us update our website a bit because we are such a smaller team. We thought working with a company like BizSpy would have a stronger impact on getting us out there, just to inform people that, hey, a lot of our resources that we do have are free. And so we want to be able to tell a little bit more about us and do that using social platforms. And then elected officials, Alexandria is going to talk to us about our plans and efforts to connect with those higher up elected officials and how we can start advocating and promoting more of our new zoning codes, which I'm sure Alexandria will touch a little bit more about just what zoning is and our purpose of working with those elected officials. And then Abigail is going to talk about our exciting new podcast that we're starting. And it's designed to just promote tobacco-free York County, not only our cotillion and what we're promoting and advocating as a whole, but also we have some fun topics that we think would really bring people into our audience. And I think on one of the episodes we're doing is a myths about podcasts. So busting those myths, like people think of nicotine and tobacco as this, but what does it actually mean and what are the real effects? So those are some of the topics we're going to cover today. And I'm going to start by touching a little bit more on our mass communications package. As I talked about, we're working with BizSpy, which is a full service marketing and brand strategy advertisement. So they're going to help us come up with more of creative strategies to promote and streamline our campaigns as a whole. So we did start this partnership starting formally on August 1st. And so we just want to be able to increase our efficiency and initiatives for tobacco-free York County. So we're working with a small group. I think there's about 6 people on their company. So they're going to be helping us update our website. They have some social paid campaigns that they've created for us, and a few different other things. So we're hoping to really get this monthly estimated reach. This is just in their package that they sent us, and our target audience still remains the same: parents with children, registered and likely voters, which is something a little bit new that we put into place with the elected officials, and then just health and parenting, and just the purchase intent is just smoking cessation. So we're hoping to get that started with this BizSpot campaign and hoping to see some results come here soon. And then I will let Abby talk a little bit more about our podcast.
Yes, so we just started this. We've been working on some episodes. We're just going to a local place and using their podcasting studio to record. Our podcast is really just about getting information out there about tobacco-free York County, and then also just spreading the initiatives that we're trying to work on, like the zoning and just the information that parents need to educate their kids. So we're working to really give parents and people in the county the information that they need to know about tobacco and nicotine, especially with the age of people using these products getting so much younger into middle school, just allowing parents to know what their kids are getting into and just the dangers with that. Just to name a couple of the episodes, we're trying to do an 8-part series right now and just kind of see how that goes. And we're going to do blogs along with our information that we're putting out there. So our first one, like Jasmine had touched on, is going to be the myths about nicotine, just covering a couple common myths that people have. And then this will be between me and Dr. Keeley. So he is on the podcast as well. And he's just sharing some real life experiences that he's had, just some stories. Our next one is going to be the vaping 101. So just educating parents that maybe don't have a good understanding of what vaping is or even how to recognize it with their kids. So just getting that information out there. And then we'll have a couple more episodes, and then we're trying to kick it off at the end with our 8th episode being real life stories from teens or people that have had vaping experience or tobacco and nicotine experience. So just getting some people to come on and be a guest on our podcast is our hope with the last episode. So we're kind of working with Alex to spread more awareness about the zoning that we're trying to push for schools through this podcast and use it as a platform.
Awesome. Thank you, Abby. Okay, and then now Alexandria will touch on our elected officials initiative.
Yes, everybody's favorite thing, elected officials. So, a little bit about our elected officials initiative. The goal of meeting with our elected officials is so that we can share about tobacco-free York County and kind of educate them on tobacco use, what are the impacts in our community, and explore kind of the different policies that they can help create that are in place already to help protect youth and adults from tobacco use. So a lot of times you see like zoning codes, zoning meaning like where tobacco places can come and where these businesses can start, how close to schools they can be, things like that. And a lot of times with vaping coming on the rise now, those policies aren't in place. So we're meeting with our elected officials now to kind of educate them, get them on board and see kind of where their head is at with all of these things. So some of the topics that we cover, we talk about youth e-cigarettes use, especially in high schools. Like Jasmine mentioned, we have those confiscated vapes. Like look at all of these vapes that have been confiscated in schools. And a lot of these elected officials are shocked by the number that we have. So it's a really good eye opener for them. We also talk a lot about the healthcare costs and the increase in vape establishments close to schools, specifically in Rock Hill. And then from these meetings, we've met with a couple of elected officials already. We're meeting with Rock Hill City Council. We're meeting with the Fort Mill City Council, as well as the York County Chamber. And we've had a few meetings so far, and a lot of them have already like shown interest, like, and even requested information, requested data that we've went back and researched if we didn't have it already. So we definitely see that their brains are now thinking about tobacco use and how they can get involved in the different zoning laws to help protect the youth.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Alexandria. So yeah, that was a little bit about all of our initiatives and upcoming projects. We did just want to share our quit line. We also have our website and our email that you can contact. If you scan the QR code, it's going to take you directly to our website, and that should also lead you to our Facebook and Instagram, which are the main social platforms that we're utilizing. We also have a blog on our website that you can look at that we're even going to be, like Alexandria was talking about with the zoning, and then Abigail was talking about the retailers. We do have an upcoming blog post just to touch on the retailers. Abigail did a exercise where she was able to go out and take pictures of all of those close zoning establishments within proximity of local schools. So we're going to have a blog post coming up about that really soon. But yeah, that is a little bit about what tobacco-free York County has going on. Any questions? I can stop sharing my screen.
Do you guys ever focus on smoke-free policies within York County? I know there's a few smoke-free cities in the county, I think Fort Mill and Rock Hill, but do you ever do education around that?
I'll let Alexandria take this.
Yes. So kind of with the same thing along those lines of looking at the different zoning laws and establishments, we do talk about smoke-free establishments. Like I know before we were working with Winthrop, trying to get them to become a smoke-free campus and different initiatives like that. So that is something that comes up quite often.
I will say, Kelly, that the funding that they receive from Smoke Free SC is directed towards zoning, not necessarily towards smoke-free policy. So that kind
Got
of
it.
hampers what they can do with that initiative.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But guys, great presentation. Like to say that we would be happy to advertise your podcast and your blogs on our website. To our limited, you guys have a bigger social media following than we do, but we will be happy to put it in our newsletter and also on our Instagram, Facebook, and everything. If you send it to us, that's great. Have
Yeah.
you done any blogs before? I was just wondering if you could what the kind of like how many people you've had come and read your blogs, if you know the numbers.
Yes, we have done quite a few blogs. I think our number one blog this year probably was our Black History Month blog, which was really interesting. I believe Alexandria wrote that blog, but I think the numbers on that were higher than usual. I think just because how we were able to put that research into why this, particular campaign, the the demographic of African American individuals and tobacco use. I think when people see those numbers and they also are aware that this is indeed true, I think that helps people because they know a little bit of more background information already, but when they're able to see those statistics, that helps a little bit too. But yes, we do have a couple of blogs already up on our website if you guys look through those, and then we have that upcoming retailer one coming up.
Great. Any other questions, guys? It's a quiet crowd for a Friday.
A question, but I do have a quick comment. I wanted to congratulate you young ladies on the work that you are doing because you are making an impact in regards to the adolescent and just the communities in general. Here at OSIS, formerly DEOTIS, I work with the adolescent population, and that is the goal, is to make sure that we get the message out and make sure that we show these young children the impacts of what smoking cessation, this vaping, everything can do. So I want y'all to continue to keep up the good work, continue using your platforms, as well as continue using social media because we know what touches the lives of those adolescents. And just keep up the good work. I'm so proud, y'all. Good job.
Thank you.
Were y'all shocked when you joined TFYCC and realized what was going on with tobacco when you first came on board, or did y'all have a good history of it before you started?
I will let the other two girls chat.
Coming on as a summer intern, I was definitely surprised. I have not had a lot of experience with tobacco and nicotine products in general, even with my family. So just doing the research, and Dr. Keeley gave me a whole packet to go through before I started, and just getting to kind of understand the effect that it has. I'm not from South Carolina, so just seeing how the products here are different and even how like things aren't taxed here, just realizing all of that, that was definitely a shock for me.
I would say it was shocking for me as well. I've been around smoking just about my whole life. I have family members who smoke and I have know people who smoke. Obviously, it's everywhere. And so I think I never really paid attention to the effects of it. So once I started with Tobacco Free York County and started doing more of the research and the behind the scenes of the different effects of smoking, the different everything, that was a big shock to me. And I was like, whoa, this is a lot worse than it seems.
Definitely. And the power of the vape disposal kits has been pretty impressive. When people see what is out there, what's being used by our youth, and then just the volume, I think they are shocked. So that's I'm glad we now have that information, and we've got PowerPoints and data that was collected by each round. So if anybody ever needs to know, so what were kids using in 2024 versus 2025, we have those statistics if anybody would like to see them. Anybody else? Thank you so much, guys. Great presentation. We really appreciate it.
Thank
So
you
I'm
for
gonna-
having us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
y'all.
Thank you very much. I'm gonna send something in the chat group out to everybody. Beth Johnson and Kelly Lamb have asked us to share that the children on, I want to make sure the Committee on Children is getting ready to have their fall hearings, and they'll be around the state. The first one is September 30th. Let me see if I can figure out how to talk and send this to everybody.
You want me to put it in the chat so you don't have to worry about it?
Well, I have it in the chat. I just don't know how to send it. No. Okay. Yeah. If you would do that. The first hearing is going to be September 30th in Columbia. They'll have one in Florence, Greenville, North Charleston, and Aiken. And we'd love to have our partners come and talk about the issues you're facing in regards to tobacco and youth. And Beth has generously offered to work with anybody who would be interested in speaking at one of these committee meetings. So we'll put her information and also the schedule in our chat box. And then I believe
It didn't paste very well. It added a lot of bullets, but
Yeah, Tara, can you also put how to sign up and best contact information, since I'm incapable of
yes.
doing that while I talk? So we would love to have some of our partners come in and talk about their issues. We're going to go. So the more people that get out there, the more they will hear. And these are very good committees. These are not people who are going to grill you right and left. They want to hear about issues that are facing our youth today. Kelly, did you want to throw anything in about this?
Sorry, no. I could find my mute button. So no, yeah, no, this covers it. It's perfect. But again, the more people we can have speak out, the better, right? So it just makes that it seems like it's a something to take seriously and that it's important to the community. So we'd love to have you. So thank you for sharing, Barbara.
Oh, sure.
And like Barbara mentioned, if you do decide to go to one of these hearings to speak, just email us and we can put you in contact with Beth, who will help prepare you. You know, we can offer data, statistics, anything like that that you need to prepare what you present.
But they love to hear stories. And so if you are working with youth and you want to describe what you're seeing, what you're, what the problems they're facing, what you think should be done, they love to hear personal stories. So that's another good thing. It's good to have a few statistics, but they really want to hear what's going on. So. All right, and then I guess we're going to ask our partners, do any of y'all have anything you'd like to share this morning? Anything new going on in your area? Anything you want to let us know about? Any help you need?
I was just going to put on everybody's radar. We, of course, with ACS, we have the Great American Smokeout coming up in November. They have updated a few things. They have resources on our website that you can download and use for that event. It's the third Thursday of November. Let me see if I think I thought I copied the link. I'm now having problems of adding stuff to the chat, but they've updated the date. So if you want to plan on that, of course, it's coming up in a few months. So it's just the National Quit Day. And if anything, just bring awareness. This is usually adult focused because it's about, quitting tobacco, but it can be used as well as a youth awareness event around tobacco and the addiction of nicotine. So. And then I was going to put Beth's info in email in the chat as well. I think another good idea, even if you can attend these, I think story collecting is highly important with ACSCAN right now as they talk about funding for tobacco resources in the upcoming legislative session. So anything around cessation that you have, someone who has been touched by or used the quit line, the stay quit line, and just stories are just always impactful when those things come up. So if you know somebody who's willing to share their story, please reach out to Beth as well. She could connect you to their volunteer grassroots person and use that in the upcoming year or so. But I'll put her email in the chat as well. Thank you.
Anybody else? Tara, do you have something?
I don't have anything else. If any of y'all are going to NCTOH next week, hopefully we'll be able to see you. And if not, I hope y'all have a great weekend. I hope it's maybe somewhat pretty where you are, but I bet we're all a little rainy and dreary right now.
I know, and I hate to complain because it was such a nice week, but we had so much rain for those past couple weeks before that I kind of dread it, but
I know.
yeah.
I agree.
We're kind of done. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we will end it early today. Thank you so much again to our speakers, and thank you to everybody who's joined.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
weekend.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend,
Thank you.
everyone.